take another like 16-hour flight to get home. So I was gone for almost 13 days, right?
Wow.
13 days off work. So they was kind of bothered about that, and so after
Mm.
that, I was like, oh my gosh, I know we have a trip to London coming up. And
Oh
so I'm like,
Lord.
how am I gonna do that? Like, I just didn't know like how that was gonna happen, right? So I'm like,
First of all these
I
rich
already
chicks
took this.
do is travel. That's what people think, right? Like all we do is just travel international. Trade, travel,
Right.
transform,
So
right?
we do that, but we do. If it wasn't for COVID, how many international trips we have been on by now? Like
Girl,
this
please.
year
Like have my
alone. So
bag is ready by the door. As soon as it's all back open, girl.
listen,
Like,
we
come on.
already talking about going to Bora Bora. We talking about
Woo
all this
woo.
stuff. So at this time, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna make this happen? I gotta go to London. I can't miss that. So how am I gonna do it? So I'm like, okay, I didn't know. So fast forward, I was let go from the job because they said I had was doing a side business, which was this business. Yes to forex. They
Wow.
said you have a yes to forex business, and that's against the rules.
So wait a minute, just back up real quick because you were working with, within the mental health field. So that wasn't something that is
No, I
conflicting.
switched positions. I switched careers. I have
Okay.
a history of mental health, but in this particular time, I was doing real estate, which still
Okay.
didn't have anything to
But
do with
still, that's
forex.
nothing to do. Yeah. Like,
But they
wow.
were
Like, that's just.
jealous. They were jealous because I was doing international trips. They knew I was planning to go to London, and I did have time to do that. Like, I never called off, and I had been working there almost a year. So it was like I never called off. So I had all this time accumulated. So it was
So
like, okay.
what was that feeling and that difference? And anybody can chime in if they've had this kind of experience where you've gone from having that job security, really good careers. Real estate is a lot of people's dream that they want to get into, and now being told, okay, that rug's been ripped from underneath. So it's one thing, flight hopping and jet setting when you know that there's going to be a paycheck at the end of the month. But at that point, how confident were you within the rich space, not just residually, but trading forex? Did you feel like you knew enough to replace your income? And that must have had an effect on your mental well-being.
Yeah, it did at first, but when they first told me that I was like suspended, um, I actually felt relieved because I was like, now I prayed for how to be able to go to London. Now I have it, so I, now I'm able to go to London and I don't have to worry about taking time off. And I know that's not the typical response of the normal person, but I'm not a normal person, right? So I just feel
Wow.
I don't feel
That's
like I'm
funny.
just an ordinary person, so I'm extraordinary,
Definitely not
right?
your
So
extraordinary.
I have to think that I'm extraordinary, right? So that's what my first thought was. I was like, you know what? Wow, yes, I get to go to London, and I end up going to Turkey and London. So it's like
Girl, like
it
two
was
for one.
so amazing. It was such a good experience. It's scary because I had to change my mindset from being an employee to being a boss, right? And it
Yeah.
becomes a thing to where how am I supposed to do this? Like I'm used to going so hard. Remember, I went so hard for them, and
Yeah.
just a month before they let me go, I got a $1,700 check alone, not including my pay for 5-star reviews. How does that happen? You let me go because I have a business. You couldn't pat me on my hand and say, don't do that anymore. Don't do anything. Don't, just
Yeah, for
couldn't do
real.
that. There was no security. So I'm like, I never want to be a part of that type of space anymore where I go so hard for somebody else's business and somebody else's dream, and they could just easily let me go like that.
Definitely know where you're coming from on that. And Miss Joanna UK, I mean, I'd love you to chime in because you've spoken a bit before about your journey in the space and where you were at the top of this year. Well, I'll let you kind of touch on it, but the same applies. We're talking about that mental well-being, going from a secure income, and many people probably thinking about where they might be right now in their current
I have a
situations with.
question. Somebody has a question for me.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to go ahead and get to that in just 1 second. Amazing, amazing. And any questions you guys have, please go ahead and drop them in the question and answer section. So we can you can ask the guests, and you can raise your hand and even join the conversation. It's already a party in here, so we may as well just blow the doors off. But yeah, so just talk about that, going from that security of having a wage, having a paycheck every Friday, every month, and then all of a sudden that being ripped away, and it's almost like you're left naked in the space. Like, what was that like for you as far as your mental well-being? Miss Joanna UK, you're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, like you say, I went from being paid a regular wage as a teacher to not even being furloughed, to be, to just losing my job in March when the lockdown happened. It was scary, not gonna lie. I panicked, and I just applied myself to this platform, and I took it seriously, and here I am.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'm not looked back. And so
right now it's the half-term holidays, and this is for all of you. So let me just bring everybody back in the room, because I want us to have chop it up. I know that we don't have long on here. We just come and it's short, sharp, and to the point. But we're so excited. There's so much going on. Right now it's the half-term holidays. Miss Millionaire, that is basically vacation time in the UK for when the children are off school. I know it's a little bit different out there, but normally, I mean, those of you who have got children, definitely talk about the kind of difference, like when you were in a working environment, or those who still might be, and then going from the fact that, okay, the kids are off school now, what do I do with them? If you're in control of your own financial future, and every day is a check from what you do on your phone, tapping into the $6.7 trillion market, what does that mean now? You can't take annual leave from this, or what does annual leave look like? And even to incorporate the question for Giovanna in the chat, where it's who do you have to now ask an answer to for time off? So you can all kind of chime in and put your thoughts and opinions on that. Martine, I know we just spoke, you're in the middle of doing the daddy duties, putting your son to bed, it's half-term holidays, so that means that your work life has got to reflect that. Just kind of tell us what that's like in a space like this, and what are the pros and cons, and that goes out to all of you guys.
Okay, should I go first?
Anybody, just
All
come
right.
at me. Come at me, bro.
I'll go first. So for me, I don't have any small children. I do have 2 children, but they're adults. I have 2 adult children.
Oh, you do not look old enough. Please stop it.
I know, right? It's such a blessing. Trust me, it's just good genes, okay? I'm 42 years old. I am 42 years old.
No way.
Yes,
I wanted it to be a mystery forever.
I have a 24-year-old and a
24.
Actually a 26-year-old now. 24 and 26.
Wow.
Yes, so I don't have to, worry about any of those things as far as small children go. I don't even know how to imagine that right now. Like, oh my God. So to answer the question, so who does Giovanna answer to now, and who does she have to ask for time off? The beautiful thing is I don't answer to anybody. I mean, I answer to myself whenever I want to take time off, but in this time and age right now, how do you take time off? When you're building wealth. I went from an employee mindset to a boss mindset, and it takes time. It's within a year. This was just in January when I was let go. So it's been within a year that I've been a boss. It was like, okay, I'll do a lot for Rich University. So if I need to ask if I was to answer that question, maybe Dr. China, but even then I'm still a boss. I don't have to ask her to take time off. I would just let her know, hey, I'm taking this time off, but because I'm a servant leader, I usually don't take time off. I kind of incorporate Rich University business with my own business, kind of meld it together, and because when somebody is winning the way Dr. China is winning, how do you tell her no? Like, you can't.
For real.
For real, this woman is a chairman 50, almost a chairman 100. There's no way I'm telling her I'm taking time off. I just need to know how to manage my time better. period.
So mentally, what is that transition like? And someone else can chime in, because it's not really, we make our own schedules, and but when you are building and you are making your own schedule, that can kind of mean there isn't a coffee break, a lunch break scheduled in. There isn't home time at 5. Mike, you can chime in. You're quite new in the space. How are you kind of adjusting to that kind of keeping your own timetable rather than being on a school timetable per se? What kind of challenges are you faced with, the benefits, and also like I said, the kind of dynamics and challenges in that as well?
Well, I've been self-employed before. It's nothing new to me being self-employed. When you're self-employed, you're like the lady said, you're your own boss, and you dictate what time you start, what time you finish, whether you take a holiday the year or you don't take a holiday. It all depends on your income, what you're going to earn. If you feel you've earned enough money that you can take a break for 3 months, 6 months, that's entirely up to yourself. She's, like you said, she's her own boss, but because the way everybody works, everybody's motivated, everybody's pushing and striving to develop other people. You don't want to be that loose cog in the wheel. So, oh, I'm going to take time out now. But obviously, you've got to time manage sometime, because even the best machines break down at some stage. So you need to take yourself. I need to take some time out for myself because I need to take a break. I remember one time when I was working for a company, and for 2 years I never took no holidays.
Wow!
Because I was so dedicated in the job, and the boss I had, she was very good. I'm not going to talk her name. But she just paid me my holidays because she knew I didn't take any holidays for 2 years, and I couldn't because I was under a lot of pressure. I had to deliver, and every day was I had to deliver, and I just did it. I worked 7 days a week for 11 months with no support. So yeah, I know what that kind of pressure's like.
So within a space like this, where yes, we do have that element of, yes, we are our own boss, but we've also tapped into a whole new quadrant where we're able to put our money on assignment, and while we are doing whatever the things is that we are doing, we're able to take a seat. And right now I'm talking to you guys, but US 30 is right behind me over my shoulder, and he's going hard in the paint. He's been dropping like it's hot all day, absolutely all day. I'll go sleep, wake up, and he'll have a nice little bag there, waiting for me. He's been acting out today, acting wild. Giovanna, I don't know if you've been in US 30 today, but where is he going? Like, where?
Told me I was in it this morning and yesterday.
Girl,
and
I've been in it since this morning.
US 30 fed us, okay?
So we have to, we're able to, leverage our time. Well, we're not in the space where like being self-employed, where what you're putting in, you're getting out as far as hours, trading your hours for the dime. That's doing its thing. I think I put in 3 minutes of work, at 5 o'clock this morning, and just kind of did a quick, okay, this, that, okay, cool. Listen to a few of our amazing educators on our TV, but my day's filled with other kind of stuff. We all have different dreams. I'm a creative, and obviously the managing people part as well. So as far as the mental state, I really want to tap into this. Like, what is it that what's the most important thing about is it the financial well-being or your mental well-being? Because just because you made $2,000 today, does that mean that mentally everything's hunky-dory? Like you say, you got to take what is it that you guys do to protect your brain?
Oh no, it doesn't mean that at all. Like, money doesn't solve everything,
No, I agree.
At all. We still dealing with people, we have COVID right now, right? Let's be honest and real. Like, we have COVID-19 right now. Everybody is feeling those effects, whether they want to act like it or not. They can ignore it or not. But somebody is feeling the effects of that. Everybody is in the world, not just our little circle of, area of the world. The whole entire world is feeling the effects of it. We're not excluded from that, but we just choose to think about tomorrow. We're still here. We're still standing. And look, it was a lot of people who are not still here. And I, may they rest in peace. But listen, they're not here, and we are. So why not use this to our advantage and make some money in a process?
So Queen Angel, what do you do in a space like this? I know you're still quite new to this space, and you popped your trading cherry yesterday. We got on one of our, we got on Lee Allen. We got on a bit of Dr. Kathy. Oh, I think Kevin. Whatever. We got these are basically, you know, all our 8-figure friends that invite us into their, you know, into their room to watch them basically, you know, turn pennies into dollars, dollars into hundreds. And you were able to tap into copy, paste, and profit. You know, what a great life. But at the same time, you know, life's going on. What is it in the space, outside the space, that helps you to stay level-headed? You know, you're not new to investments. You're not new to multiple streams of income.
So what's important is time, knowing your treasure, and then what happens, it just turns out into a talent. So you've got to learn how to discipline and systemize yourself. Like you say, you know, you get up at a certain time in the morning, i.e. I would normally pray. Then now what I'm doing now, it's taken me about 4 weeks to sort of like restructure or symphonize what I do. So first of all, I've got to give the Most High what's due to him first. Then I was being ambitious, wasn't I, Maureen, when I said I was due 6:30? Let me stick to 7:30. So apparently Baz comes on in the morning at 6:30 and then at 7:30. And for me, I think I don't know, I mentioned the other day, it was like a bit like when you're driving, you're trying to find the biting point. Mike would know, because Mike taught me how to drive.
Oh, wow, shout out to Mike.
Mike taught me how to drive.
That's too
Wow.
much
I didn't know that.
Could I get that biting point?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
You?
hell no. Not first. It took me about 2 weeks. I was frustrated. So,
Were you a good teacher?
Yes,
Were
yes.
you patient?
very patient, very, very, very.
Oh.
So what happened was what I've been doing over the weeks is definitely being a fly on the wall, just taking in, you know, faith cometh by hearing. So it's just listening, hearing, making notes. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? With all these things moving up and down, I'm like, I'm just not going to get this.
Talk about that real quick, because I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel, like on the outside of the palace walls. Like all they probably see is charts and this and
just
that.
components moving,
how am I
and little
supposed to figure this out? You know, like your property surveying, you've got multiple things, you know, property, different things that are going on, you know, at one time. And coming into a space, I didn't think you came in thinking, okay, I'm going to sit down and go back to school. So what was the difference? What was the shift yesterday when, you know, you actually got inside the room and you had that epiphany, like, okay, I think you said to me, is that it?
Yeah. I was quite amazed, to be honest. I hadn't anticipated it for it to be that easy. I'm like, oh, so basically, you have the traders doing trading, and at the same time they're explaining exactly what they're doing step by step, and then they indicate to you, put the stop loss in 1 point such and such, put the do you know what I mean, put the digits in, and basically that's it really. And then, you know, everything's set, they're talking and so forth, and then what happened was I went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and there was profit. It stopped.
Wow.
The trade stopped. So I was like, oh my God, so you mean to say while you sit and then you trade and then you wake up in the morning? I said, no, hold on a minute. Something missing here. I said, but wait a minute. Why is it taking me so long to do this? I was kicking myself. I was thinking, no way. But you know what?
Now, I want to just throw this to Martin as well, Mr. Martin, because we know that this is your, you know, your amazing son that is also in the space. So this is, you know, a mom and son who trade together, stay together situation. How does that feel, Mr. Martin, that, you know, that your mom is up in the global market, $6.7 trillion, copy pasting and profiting? Like, what's that feeling like?
It's good to know. Finally, she's finally got on the train wagon, because I've done some test trading, and I've done some with Joanna, and she was a bit surprised how I clocked onto it. It's not the case that because I'm good at maths and stuff, and I kind of pick those things up quick. I kind of cut around how it all works, and I was like, okay, cool. But what I need to do is I just need to push myself a little bit more. Come there.
Yeah.
I need to push myself.
What is it that you do for a living that made? Oh, hiya!
Hi, Safi. That's my
That's
grandson.
beautiful. I love it. You see, working dads
Hi,
and all
Nikki,
that
that's my sister.
at the real
It's
table.
a family affair.
Hey, hey. So yeah, like what background have you come from, and has that made it easier to transition into this trading space? You know, what you do for work?
Yeah, I'm at the moment. I'm currently a cybersecurity analyst, and I basically work on IT security. And I work
wow.
I work for the government, so it's quite high profile.
I'll be like you work for.
Behave, Nikki. Behave.
Let's bring you in. Let's bring you in, Nikki.
Well, you know,
let's bring you in actually, Nikki, because listening to that, right? Listening to everyone and things that they've been saying, you still haven't said yes to Forex yet. We just met on Saturday, like you said, and Martin's even scaring me because I'm not strong at maths and I don't know about no analyst security, whatever he just said. And I've been in this space 4 years. I'm about to run back out and think, oh my God, I don't even know if this is for me. Do you need to know all that? So what are your thoughts just with what you've kind of just been hearing, waiting in the wings, what you saw on Saturday, and where you think something like this can kind of fit in your life? Or can it?
I think it's willing to learn. I'm a learner. I'm always looking at things around the world. I'm my own kind of globalist, like looking at economy and how things change and stuff. So I'm just fast, basically, a little bit want to know what's happening in other countries. And so when I did my social work, I tried to do social policy, and that was like straight into Karl Marx. And I'm like, I don't know who Karl Marx is, but I kind of understood what he was trying to say. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we always have a different way of putting things. And I always think to myself, oh, sociology. Oh, when I learned what sociology was, I was already doing it, living it, but didn't realize it had a name for it.
Wow.
So it's like a lot of things we don't understand what it means or but you've been doing it, living it already. You don't even realize it. And then that's where me and the social work couldn't agree. So years ago, I wanted to be a social worker. Then because of life experiences and obviously having social workers in the family life and then seeing them how they work and having friends who are social workers, I realized I'm not a social worker, but I do know how they work. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of red tape. There's only so much you can do. And I'm someone who'll pick up the phone. I'll shop my mum. She knows wrong is wrong. Like when somebody's wrong, you should be able to. If I'm gonna call police on you, I don't think, oh my God, don't call police. I don't even think twice. I just pick up the phone and carry on like I never seen anything because it doesn't sit well with me. Something's wrong. It's wrong.
Let me make sure let me stay on my P's and Q's around you, love.
You better do. But listen, Martin, you have to look from you're working with Martin. He's a cybercrime. He's Babylon, Angela,
Lord,
and Martin.
I'm on the defense.
I'm going to end up in the FEMA camp, and Martin's going to know where they are. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I'm just really willing to learn and just kind of pick up things off people that are positive. Because what I've learned from the organisation I work at is I've seen a lot of things go wrong, and I think sometimes you can just watch that and think, all right, okay, well, if I did that, I would not do it like that. Do you know what I'm saying? You think the company, when I first started, it was all about care. Everything was about care component, helping others, being able to support them in what they want to do. Now I can see where it's gone into monetary. It's all about money. They don't really care where some of the tenants live that are all mentally ill. They'll put people together that shouldn't be together, and it's just business. But I think that I've got a lot to offer because I've seen things go wrong, and I can just think you can just put your money where your mouth is and see things go a bit right and challenge things as well. Don't sit back and shut up like other generations have had to. I'm a different generation, so I talk up, voice myself, advocate if I can. And that's where I think maybe I could be an activist, or journalism wouldn't work for me because they won't let me write what I want to say. You know what I mean? I'm not allowed to talk the thing. When you talk it
looks like you've got to build your own economy so you can have like Nikki International Newspapers, Nikki Broadcasting. So we've already got the goals. We love goals inside here. As soon as you come in, write the vision, make it plain, and we love working towards people's goals and dreams.
I just want my people, I want to help my people who have been disenfranchised forever. And I would like to be part of that. That's all. Sick of seeing other people.
Oh, well, you're definitely in the right place at the
We're
right
already
time.
rich inside. Already
Amen. We are rich and we are
only
royal.
with what God's done for me. So God showing me another path in it. don't want me to go on
we
the street and
definitely
sell
brought you to
them.
the Rich
Mm.
platform
So,
intentionally. You know, we are royal,
Yeah,
inspirational, courageous, and humble. That's
Mm.
what Rich stands for. And you
oh,
just
that's
said so
that's
much
what
right
Rich
there, you
stands
know.
for.
Yeah,
Royal,
so
inspiration,
inspirational, courageous, and humble.
courageous.
You know,
Mm.
Okay,
you spoke about
definitely
a few
humble.
things there, Nikki. Yeah, yeah.
Praise
You said
God.
something
Can I
about
can I
basically.
can I say though, Nikki?
Yes.
The reason I brought my baby sis, I thought, you know something. We've been, obviously we've been sharing our little relationship for a while now. Nikki's I'm 10 years older than Nikki. On my 10th birthday, Mum went into labor and I didn't have my 10th birthday party. So that's how tight me and Nikki are. So ever since then, I've been changing their nappies.
Tight. I think she needs to get over it. You need to get over that, you know, sis.
So what I was saying
Get
is,
over that.
I just thought
Put it
that
in my
she's ready, and
50
you know,
years
I
ago,
love her.
love.
No, I just love her maturity. I love her outlook, and she's, you know, her dedication of her as a Black woman, and she recognizes who she is and who she is in
Not
this
Black
world.
Lives
And I
Matter
reckon,
either.
I do know that she's ready for this space now. You know what I mean? Put your time. I've identified her time, her treasures, and her gifts. Definitely. So it's time
You know,
to shine,
something that
girl.
you
It
both
is time
said.
to shine. Time to shine now. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
something that you've both said that really struck home. I mean,
Yeah.
Nikki, you spoke about the fact that, you know, in some of the other fields that you were in and, you know, never considered them maybe as a career because you thought that, you know, the words and the terms,
Yeah.
you didn't think you knew what it meant. But then once you were on the inside, you realize, oh, that's what that is. And you had a lot of transferable skills. And the great thing about, you know, when you do come in and say yes to Forex and the Rich Palace doors are open and we give you that big warm hug, you're going to really realize that a lot of the things that you already know, the things that, you know, we're all being exposed to every day constantly. I mean, most of us, you don't realize that you're already in, you know, the foreign exchange market one way or another, multiple ways. We're just not benefiting from it. And you realize things that happen in the news, even something such as what's happening right now, you realize how that can be very profitable for individuals.
Very profitable.
Yeah, it's a massive
it's for people that want vaccines, isn't it?
Amen.
So
it's definitely an eye opener.
The pharmaceutical company is jumping on the COVID thing, isn't it? Obviously, vaccines. I mean, nobody don't know nothing about vaccine, but someone's making a book or two every minute about vaccine and COVID-19. It's all lies,
the greatest
isn't it?
thing about the greatest thing about the decision making that we make and, you know, information that we have access to is that that is how you get your knowledge to apply to be powerful. And a lot of the time we don't have access to the right information to even make the right decisions, you know, for what it is that we're saying we want. You know, I said right at the top of this call, we're going into a whole new year, 2021. You know, New Year's resolutions, you can say them all you want, but if you don't have anything practical in place, you don't have any, you know, access to any information that can actually really help you on that journey, then, you know, what are you doing? Like, who do you go to or where do you go to when you want to find out, you know, certain things, when you want to, you know, increase yourself? I mean, the wealthy and the rich and the poor have completely different habits. A lot of us want to have extra income this holiday season. We're running up 10K for the holidays. Why? Because we have, or how rather, because we have a vehicle. We have a vehicle that's proven, tried and tested. Listen, we're in a space that's created more six-figure earners than the lottery. So it's not that we're going to try this thing out. Oh, you know, Mike, let's put 2 and 2 together and see if we get 4 or 6. No, tried, tested, proven. Like Marshall said, it's maths, quick maths, yeah? So right about now, you know, we just want to see if anybody out there in the wings want to ask any real questions that will really help you get on the right side of your financial future and really help you to elevate and level up. And let me answer these ones in the chat. Anybody want to come in and ask a question, see what are you going on about? How can this work for me? You know, I'm right about now, it's 9 o'clock at night or 10 to 10 at night and I ain't even home yet. You know, it's raining outside, it's cold, I'm tired of this, but what is the other way? Because the rent's due, you know, the rent's due, the sky's due, the phone bill's due, all them bills are residual. What about your income? What about your finances? Are they residual? How do you even get to have a residual income? Well, let's talk about it. That's the kind of things that we talk about. So go ahead, raise the hand and let's see. We have a question for Mike right here in the chat. It says, does Mike think that everybody has the discipline to be self-employed, or does it take a particular type of character?
I think everybody has got the skills to be self-employed, but It's like when you learn to swim, yeah, you put your toe in the water and you hesitate thinking, I'm going to drown, or is it too deep? But with a little courage, a little commitment, a little faith, you're going slowly. And going slowly, then you tread water, you put your arms out, and you start to swim. This is self-employment. Self-employment, it gives you the opportunity to earn your own income and be the person you want to be, and not have to get up at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning to go and stand at a bus stop. You can dictate. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not easy. But as time goes on, and as you develop, you will be able to control what you do, when you do, how you do. Not somebody else saying you're not working to the clock, you're working for yourself. So I say again, yes, anybody can be self-employed and once you've got that discipline. If you haven't got that discipline, we are here to help you to develop that. That's what it's about. That's why I like this, the community aspect of it. You're not by yourself, you're not individual, yeah? We are individuals, but it's like a community. It's like the bundle of sticks. I can break one stick by itself, but when I've got a bundle of sticks together, I can't break it. And that's what we've got.
There you go. Units, power in numbers. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Drops the mic and walks off stage. I just want to add to that because, you know, mentorship is priceless. And think about something that you want to be, a goal that you want to get to. Let's say you wanted to be a tennis player. Imagine having a direct line of communication with a Serena Williams or, you know, a Roger Federer. If you wanted to be a basketballer, being able to WhatsApp LeBron James for a few tips and skills, you know, that's the shortcut to success. That is the shortcut to where you want to go. So when you're thinking about your goals, you know, for Christmas 2021 and beyond, and you're thinking, God, you know, I would really like to, you know, have this type of financial portfolio, have this type of house, you know, have this extra income, access to this disposable, go on these types of holidays. Why not find some people who have multiple times documented, lock hands with them? That's what you get here at Rich. You basically get the ability to, you know, ask those questions to the relevant people, not just theoretically based. It's not like going to a, you know, a normal college where the person at the front of the room hasn't done half of the stuff that they're telling you at the textbook. Like I said, lived, tried and tested, and you know, it's multifaceted in this space, you know. So when we're talking about self-employment, because that's a lot of things, that's what a lot of people identify with. I mean, the majority of the world sit on that side of employment or self-employed, but it's a very small percentage of the world, 5% to be exact, that they are business owners. They are investors. What does that mean? I'm not talking about your friend down the road who's got a little hair salon, or you know, your mum's sister or whatever that's got a shop. Unless that shop's Asda and that salon is Vidal Sassoon, a business owner are your Jeff Bezoses of the world. Your business owners are your Richard Bransons. People who don't have to show up Richard doesn't have to show up at Virgin to check you into your flight to make sure that, you know, his planes are going from A to B. You know, my guy, Mr. What you call him, Bezos, there's Amazons here, there, and everywhere. Has he been to every single location just to make sure the packages are being packaged right and making it to your house on time? Absolutely not. How are they afforded that leverage? How do they even know how to do that? It's because of the elite education and information that they have access to, and that is something that, you know, we are afforded here, that basically help us to do what it is that we want to do. So Nikki, that newspaper and that, you know, that broadcasting system, you know, hold tight, stand clear, because Nikki, you're about to not hear the last. Let's tell you, no, you ain't going to be muted from this moment on as soon as you get to say yes. So let's see. We got one more question here, and then we've been on almost 1 hour, guys.
Can I just say something though, Mummy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just to cut you there. You just said something about access to services, and that's what a lot of the mental health thing is about, or has been about, is lack of access to services for Black people. Do you know what I mean? So there's papers on it, access to services, but you keep saying access, and that's been one of my problems, looking at why we don't have access. We have so much information out there, but sometimes because we don't know how to access the information or how to access the service, we don't engage. We're not engaging. And look at mental health now with Black men especially, they're not going to talk about the problem. They don't talk about nothing anyway as it is. So when they got a problem, you're not even going to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I mean, when the rich CEO and founder, of the space, when she, was given this vision from God, she wanted to give other people access. So she was able to, make her millions. She was able to share stages with, the late great Miles Monroe, to get awards from Barack Obama, for entrepreneurship and outreach. She was able to be a global ambassador, but what she wanted to give other people that looked like her access, because she learned that when she was in the room, not everybody, maybe they didn't look like her, and there was people that were just like her from the places she's from, the very humble beginnings, fled Hurricane Katrina, 3 times breast cancer survivor. So life hasn't been rosy. There's been no silver spoon put in her mouth, but there's one thing when you actually, when you're able to lock hands with something, when you're able to get that mentorship, if you have a certain heart about you, then you have to reach back and go and get the other ones. You're listening here on this call, and I'm sure you're thinking, oh, I've got a cousin, right now struggling, or, my brother, his job's just, it's on its last legs with this COVID thing or whatever. So at the end of the day, like you said, Nikki, we have to be the change that we want to see. We have to be our own network, our own economy, because no one ain't coming to save you. If you're waiting for Boris Johnson and his cronies to come and save you and see what policies are going to come in place, you've been waiting a long time. So why not get, in the driver's seat of your own finances? And we're going to end on this final question. And it's for you, Queen Angel. It says, did you need to understand the language of those live educators? So those 6, 7, and 8-figure earners that we tapped into, and what a session that was. So did you have to understand the language that was talking to make profit? That was your first session. And how can you follow live education if you've never done any other kind of education?
Right. No, I didn't understand their language, and no, all I did was simply copy and paste, just followed what they said, basically, and just watch. Right. See, what you find is, like when you start a new job and you're on training, that's why they say you train for the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You humble yourself. You could be, you could have a manager who you have more knowledge than them. You'd be like, what? Wait, this person's not very intelligent, or what's she talking about? I've been here before. But you know what? You just humble yourself and start from line upon line, precept upon precept, copy and paste. That's what I always say. In the business world, they normally say procedure and protocol. That's it.
That's
procedure
amazing.
And protocol. All I did was listened. It's jargon. Obviously, it's not my jargon, but it's jargon. Eventually, you will get to understand. Like when I went into the law, the jargon was just out of, not even in not my category and so forth. And then, as time goes on, you picked it up. So what I feel now in this space and what I experienced, the nuggets that I caught, all I'm going to continue to do is continue to log in, make that sacrifice for that time, stop procrastinating. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm tired. Do you know what? This is the reason why we don't get anywhere. And this is the reason why we lag behind. And this is why we don't have nothing. And also as well, we need to understand what success means. People think success is having that big house, that big car, the yacht. No, it doesn't not. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. Success is when you are able to help another family, feed a family.
There you go.
The Bible says feed a nation. How are you going to feed a nation? How are you going to feed a country? How are you going to feed your community? No. So you know what? We need to fix up, realign your minds, time, treasure, and know your talent and get it out there. Sorry,
you're right there. You're right there, Mum. Because look at Marcus Rashford. Look at Marcus Rashford at the moment now. He's trying to
see. What resonated in me the other day was Oprah Winfrey when she lost all that weight. They don't even know what she went through mentally. She had a breakdown, because she was so pressured about her weight by the media. So she thought, well, okay, let me do this. But she wasn't doing it for herself. She was doing it because she was being pressured. But she did actually acquire to what she wanted to be. But if you notice, she wasn't able to maintain it. It wasn't for her. It was for the wrong reason. Do you understand? So what we have to do things for the right reason. So when I approaching people to come into the space, I look and I don't judge, but I think, are they going to manage? Then I'm going to have to work with them, because we know we're coming into a community and we're saying, no, we're going to help one another. Yes, let's build together. Do you know what I mean? Together we availeth much. A king is
Amen.
not a king without a kingdom.
There you
You
go.
need to be ruling over something. You need to be ruling over somebody. So I would say that the traders are actually fantastic. Don't be afraid. Just go in and watch. Just go in and watch.
It comes by
Don't
hearing.
have to participate. Just go in and watch. Make your notes, and you'll be fine.
So my biggest takeaway definitely from that was, do it for yourself. No one is not ringing you up and checking, seeing if you want to win today. Like, do you want to win? Hi, Maren, do you want to win today? No one's doing that. So you've got to make that decision for yourself, and just use the tools and resources that are available. And here that are a plethora. Just before we disconnect, I want to hear everyone's not just biggest takeaway, but their piece of advice to the person listening that is wondering, okay, what the heck's going on? What should I do? I'm a little bit scared. They're from maybe similar backgrounds to things that you've done. What advice would you give to yourself when you were in their shoes? Starting with Miss Millionaire.
Hey, okay, so first of all, I want to say, Queen Angel, you hit it right on the head when you said success isn't about having a big car and a big yacht. It's about how many families can you help? How many countries can you feed? How many
yes
can you bring along with you?
Yeah.
Like, what is it if I have this nice car and this yacht and you don't have it? You know what I mean? Like,
Amen.
what are we doing?
Don't make sense.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
So
Selfish.
One of the takeaways I would say is don't be shy. Don't, one of the things, advice I would give, don't be shy about it. Don't feel like, oh, I can't do this. Borrow somebody else's confidence if you must. Create an alter ego. Mine is Miss Millionaire. Giovanna is too nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Giovanna is
I met Giovanna too.
Giovanna
I met Giovanna before Miss Millionaire. She's right. She's really nice. Miss Millionaire don't take.
Don't worry.
Miss Millionaire don't take no mess.
Coming to you.
Let's go. Where the money at? And let's come along with me, okay?
Yes.
There
No,
you
don't
go.
worry. You'll be hearing from us. You'll be definitely hearing from us.
If you must. That's my take. That's my advice to you.
Yes.
There you go. So create an alter ego. Don't be shy and let's go. Miss Joanna UK, what would be your piece of advice that you would give to the person on the outside that maybe was like you pre-lockdown when everything seemed cushy before the rug got pulled out? What advice would you give to that person?
Well, the same advice I gave to myself, which was, I'm from a spiritual background. I believe in God, and I believe that He is in control at all times, and I believe that all things are always working together for our good. Yeah.
Amen.
So whatever that was that happened during the lockdown, my loss of job, it actually was the best thing that could ever have happened at that point, because I don't think I would have ever taken this space. I wouldn't have had the time to take this space seriously. So, but in regards to advice, yeah, maybe even if, like what Giovanna said, even if you have to create your own, super, what did you say? Super, alter, there you go.
Alter ego.
Alter ego.
Alter.
Yeah, but just do it, because, stop procrastinating and just do it, because the thing is, time is short and there's no time like the present. This is an excellent time to start this sort of thing, because the world is collapsing as we speak. The economic, come on, it's time. Take a chance and do it. Yeah, my phone's ringing.
Don't answer that.
Yeah, just take a chance. That's my advice. Take a step. Take a leap of faith.
Leap.
Amen. Amen.
Take a leap. Yes.
Teacher there coming out, eh?
No, that's I went to school for
I'm on mute. I'm on mute the whole time. Did you? I don't know if you guys. Did you
guys?
Oh my gosh! I was giving so many nuggets. Oh Lord, girl.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm on the Zoom. I'm actually doing Zoom call.
A technical genius in this space. I basically said, so that means you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That's what I got from that.
Don't worry, you can drive on the way home and still.
I like that.
Mr. Martin, how about yourself? What have you got to tell the people as far as a nugget, something that, I mean, a few months ago, you was on the outside too. What would you tell Martine, you know, a few months back?
I'll be honest with myself. I am one of the biggest procrastinators ever going. Easily distracted in certain things. That's because sometimes I just like to be knows what's going on. But there are some times when I can get my head knocked down, and you know what? Tell everyone to leave me alone, crack on, knuckle down, and that's one of the things what I'll probably say. What if you want to try and do that, try and knuckle down. And probably one thing one might be helpful, which did help me over the last few weeks, is because normally I play football, sports. That's been my get-go to keeping my concentration levels going. But
keep your mental, yeah.
Because of restrictions of my 2 football venues, what have been going on, I've not been able to do that. So I've been going to the gym, and that's helped out a lot. So physical exercise is also a good thing as well.
Okay.
Not everyone's able to do it, but try and fit. Even it means just going for a walk around the block for half an hour.
That's true. I need to go for walks.
No, it helps. Even just go for a walk, it helps. Because sometimes coming out of the house, because obviously with my work, because I work shifts, especially when I'm doing night shifts, I don't come out of the house sometimes because, like, as soon as I finish at 7 in the morning, I'll have my breakfast, go to bed, get up at say 4 or 5 o'clock, get up, probably have my lunch. I probably don't even step outside because there's no point in going out anywhere else. And then I do that for 4 days, and it's not good. So sometimes it's just great to get outside, get some fresh air. Even if it means you can go, just do a walk. If you can jog, do a jog. It's quite helpful. Or just do some 15-minute exercises in your house. Just get some YouTube videos and you do some 15-minute exercises, and it helps out a lot.
Wow, you're definitely preaching to the choir, because you know, before this little period, when they was talking about lockdown and quarantine, I was like, oh, that's basically my life. I mean, is that what it's called? I've been living quarantine. I didn't even know. Woo! But I say that what your biggest takeaway is basically just do it and stay active. That's a great one. You know, successful people, they make decisions quickly and they change them slowly. They make them quickly and change them slowly, because a double-minded man, they cannot be trusted. If you can't even make a decision for your own self, then when you do finally get to that decision, you can't even be trusted if you're going to keep it. And that's not consistent. You know, that's what procrastination is. In again, out again, on, out, in. And no, we need to be clear and concise. So Mr. Mike Hood, biggest takeaway and all that piece of advice.
Him, Miss UK, I want to say
something. Oh, go ahead.
What Martine said. So I also wanted to chime in and, talking about the fitness part. I always tell people, the top leaders, the chairman 750s, the chairman 500s in this space, when you see their social medias, you see them working out a lot. Their fitness, they're so focused, and what they say, how you do anything is how you do everything. So that discipline to get up just to take that walk or do some type of fitness every single day is going to be that same discipline is going to take to be successful in this space. And that's all I wanted to say about that.
Well, I just want to let people know what a chairman 500 and 750 is, because if these people are making $500,000 every single month, that's what chairman 500 means. So when you hear 500, just add 1,000 after it. 750,000
excuse me.
Yes, a quarter of a million. Yes. Help out many of people in this company.
She's like, huh?
Is that like her? What monopoly money? Like real actual money? Yes. And we've never ever missed a check. Every Friday.
Sharing this opportunity. This not even got anything to do with trading. Not
even one trade. That's that residual, baby, that comes every Friday. Since I've been in the space, they've never missed a check. Debt free all the way. And 750 is not even the cap, because before lockdown, what were we on? 500. Just leveling up. Anyway, you can Google us. Forbes magazine, baby. Google it. Forex and Forbes. Not all Forex is created equally. Mr. Mike Hood, go on, take us out. Yes. Take us out.
Okay. What Martine said is correct. You have to be disciplined. You have to find some sort of routine, some sort of mental release that you can feel free from your normal mundane office bound work. The exercise is good physically and mentally, because it takes you away from that. A good walk, if you're not able to get on a bike or whatever, or play football or play some sort of sports activity. Just simple, as Martin said, is just walking in the park, just pacing, get your heart racing, get your blood going. It's just that, and that just releases a lot more enzymes in your body, a lot more. I think I forgot dopamine or whatever I think it's called, to release things in your body, so you get that blood flowing and you get the energy going. So when you go back to your work, you are ready, you are pumped up, and you can take the day on, and whatever comes, you'll be able to handle it.
Boom.
And for those people who are watching, who may be new to the business or considering it, I'd say to them, don't sit on the fence, right? Jump in now, because when you come in now, you'll think to yourself in 6 months, 12 months time, why did I wait? The time is now. Don't wait. Don't wait around. Do it now. This is the time now for us to move forward as a community. Jump
there
now.
you go.
Don't
Not now, but right now. There's not many invitations like that, guys. There's not many opportunities on the table. I mean, I love every single one of you. Everything that you said is amazing. I'm definitely going to be taking my US 30 for a walk tomorrow. When I get me and these 300 pips are going to go to the park and see what's going on out there. I see what it's like to catch pips in the park tomorrow, because you guys are making me feel really bad about, not walking. I feel like I'm putting on weight just listening to you guys. You guys are also active. Gosh. You're gonna have to come and get me. But yeah, guys, that's it for Rich Table Talk tonight. It's been an absolute blast. What an amazing conversation. Like, the title of this was, Are You Mental? Are you mental? You still on the outside? You still not in? I should have 1 million people in my inbox asking, what's the link? If you were invited on here tonight by somebody and you're thinking, okay, like, what do I do next? I suggest you bulldoze their back door, like right now, reach out to them real quick, because like I said, they've got equity positions that need to get filled. We're talking some big checks. We're talking residual. You've already heard the numbers. You've seen inside. The resources are here. The tools are here. And it's just way more warmer in here. You keep looking through the window. Come in, man. We got the fire on. We got the music on. Speaking of which, I'll let Sir Trilly play us out and hear how different his money hits. And I will see you guys at the top, because it's way too crowded at the bottom. Bye-bye. Blessings, love, and light. Hey.
Let's get to the top.
Hey.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You guys stay on for the panelists, and everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Stay on for me, Mike. Stay on for me, Martin. Stay on for me, people. Queen Angel song. Different day. Hey. Stay on, Nikki. 1 sec. Catching pips. Bye, guys. Let me help you guys out. You gotta have a why.